Hey there! Save that delicious piece of meat for later, because things are about to get incredibly complicated in episode 117. Howdy, internet chums, it is I, Doofy Doo, and apparently I am an owl. Thank you, past Doofy. Well, I guess I saved as an owl because I didn't want to go through this floor. I might be able to sneak past. Looks like one of those enemies, they're working clockwise. Ooh, a pumpkin muppet though. Yeah, I'm gonna revert and try to get this pumpkin muppet meat. I'm sure I have some Bufu staffs. There we go. Ah, it's okay. I'll toss it. I have a fragile shield plus 4, eh? I might have to start using that soon. Hopefully I won't though, because I know I'm just gonna forget to take it off when I revert. This episode, things are gonna get kind of complicated in my life and in the history of gaming. Remember last episode I talked about the 16-bit generation with the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and that was really sort of like the first couple years of high school for me. Army cock, eh? Gray slime and an army cock. I don't want to let this army cock beat me up too much. There's still quite a few enemies I have to get through. Could turn into a mammal, but I think I want to save that for the slime. I'll go ahead and make some chicken meat. Hey, that chicken left behind his secret blend of spices and herbs. Put this fried chicken away for later, and then I'll go ahead and beaverize this gray slime before it can do any damage. Alright, where are you? There he is. Hopefully I'll be able to, where is it? Get my mammal meat back. If I didn't miss. Oh no! I am running a little bit low on meat. Oh, and now I'm a rice ball. Dream gas, eh? It's a little dangerous on these middle floors to run into an enemy and not know what it is, so just wait, try to avoid what I can. Alright, there's a sleep radish here. Normally very dangerous to attack a sleep radish, but I think I'm gonna fight it because Naoki's behind it and there's no enemies near me. So I think I should be able to take it out. Let's see. Oh no. There it goes, poisoning me. I think I'm gonna Bufu it. I don't want to risk it. Oh, lowering my strength by too much. That'd be pathetic if I got killed by a single sleep radish. Hey, what's going on, Naoki? I like the look of your meat. Okay, so things get pretty complicated at this point in gaming. And I'm going to have to kind of back up a little bit before I get into the 32/64-bit tidal wave of polygons that's about to change the face of gaming for all time. However, before we get to that, I'm going to back this thing up a little bit and talk to you about what my life was like. And you can probably imagine, I had no social skills in middle school. I had 2 best friends. Alright, there's a bunch of enemies behind this sleep radish. I'm just gonna Bufu it. I'm not gonna take a risk. See what this is. I can't risk falling asleep and then gray slime again. Yeah, starting around now in Bufu's cave, things get really nasty. Like there's so many enemies that can totally mess your run up. I don't like that I'm using all these Bufu charges either. I'm wasting them, and I really wanted to save them for Death Masters later on, and then I was going to cheese my way through the rest of the dungeon, but I'm not really replenishing them as fast as I'd like to. Alright, I think I should be able to get some experience out of this guy. Oh, haha! He tried to rust my hide shield. So I should be okay here. As long as he doesn't split up to the top. He or she or it. Everything should be just fine. They're not worth a ton of experience, but every little bit. Alright. Now, I can go ahead and, if I can get enough sleeping herbs, I should be able to conserve my Bufu's charges. Uh-oh. Roast a few herbs. Get that delicious scent wafting through the air. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I'm strong enough to take on a flame guy. I don't even know what level it is. I think it's a level 3 probably. Let's see here. Try to... Well, let me see. I might be able to. See how much damage it does. Alright. That is too much damage, so just gonna Bufu it. And then at least I'll be able to pick up all these sleeping herbs. Huh. Surely. Yeah, I don't know. This jar has a lot of Bufus, but a lot of my other jars are just full of like mediocre meat. We shall see, Pants Weasel. We shall see. Lilacs attacking me. This is crazy. Alright, I'm gonna try to get it low enough so that I can kill it with one hit. I think I should be able to get it. Come on. Oh, yes. Alright, so that meat is strong enough to defeat a floor. Really, what you want is to save your Bufu staffs for meat that is good enough to beat an entire floor all by itself. And then, you know, once I get, whatever, 30 of those and I make the floor 70, I'll pretty much have it in the bag. You know what? I'm just gonna run. I'm not gonna waste another Bufu charge. Eat that 42 damage and get out. Good. I was a little worried that I'd land in a monster house. Oh, level up staff. Huh. I wonder why I saved that staff of happiness. See what this floor looks like once again. The exact opposite side of the floor. It's getting a little rough, Pants Weasel. See if I can sneak my way over. These guys are asleep, but I don't know. If they wake up and trap me as an owl, that would totally suck. I think the safe thing to do would just be to revert now and then try to make it through. I think I'll make it through just fine. I got enough stuff. Alright, my only concern is that every floor I seem to be running lower and lower on items instead of being stronger and stronger as the run is going on, and I'm not even halfway through the dungeon. This run is actually going a little bit worse than the previous run. Previous run I made it to 60. I think I should, if I can just get over the hump and maybe find a few Bufu staffs, maybe if I hit a monster house, I'll get some loot and maybe several Bufu staffs, then I'll be okay. But I need a good floor to turn this around. This is kind of ugly. Fortunately, I was able to save some of those sleeping herbs. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So my life in middle school, I had 2 really close friends, but whenever we met, we would play video games. I read a lot. I was the only child. I had no social skills to speak of. Every couple of years we would move because my dad worked for the government and he would move around fairly often. So, my life was fairly simple. It was like go to school, play video games, read books. I mean, that's pretty much what I did. We didn't even own a TV until I was fairly old, so I didn't watch much television unless I was at my friend's house. And sometimes I'd go out with my friends, we'd watch a movie or go to the arcade. But not a lot going on. I wasn't super interested in girls in middle school. I was a little bit, but I had difficulty talking to anyone, period. So again, the idea of talking to a girl, it's like I can't even talk to like a guy I don't know. So how am I going to talk to a girl that I'm actually attracted to? Then in high school, things started to change and become a little bit more complicated. And I had hair where there was no hair before. No. Not just that. Things, I just had an idea. I have trapbot meat now. I think, you know, I went through that deep scroll cave run. Although, I don't know what my updating or uploading schedule is going to be like, but you probably haven't seen the end of it, but I know how it ends. You've probably seen some of it by now. So, in that deep scroll cave run, I learned how to kind of abuse this multiplier system. So I think I'm going to try to get a butt ton of experience here. I'll just use the traps to get the multiplier up pretty high as long as I get lucky. And I don't make a trap that kills it. Ooh, shoot. I don't want him to step on that big landmine. Or step on the teleport. Yeah, if I can just lead him, because I have double speed, I should be able to get the multiplier up pretty high. Looking good so far. Oh yeah, the rust trap does 100 damage to all flame guys. Ah, I only got 1750. I'm gonna try to lead somebody else over this, and then maybe... Let me check. Yep, so you cannot set a trap in the corridor as a trap bot. I knew that, but just double checking. I think I'll just try to lead a bunch of enemies in here. And I can just lead them around in circles over these traps and get my level up pretty high. I'm not worried too much about food. Mainly I'm worried about conserving my items. So this is actually a fortuitous turn of events. Look how everything you learn in Shiren the Wanderer comes together in this dungeon. Like what you learned in Scroll Cave is actually useful. This kind of reminds me of that concentric circle analogy. Like Scroll Cave is almost like a tutorial for using Trapbot meat. Oh, Shiren the Wanderer. So much complexity hidden in such a simple package. And speaking of complexity, ooh. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it fall. I don't want to deal with two enemies simultaneously. I don't think I'm really in any kind of state to think that far ahead. Almost got her all the way up though. Let's see. 14. I just got to do 6 more. This is kind of mean. But if I can just pull this off. Oh no, another. Well, actually, I think I can still get an enemy in if I lead him over from the left and then diagonally down. I don't know. I'll try it and see. That double pitfall is kind of a... Alright. There we go. 20. Just gotta take her out. Add double speed. This should work just fine. Let's see. Oh, 12,000. I didn't gain a level though. It's amazing. I thought for sure I would level up after that. Alright, let me go hunt for another victim. Hey man, I found a room with some sweet traps in it. Follow me. What are you doing? Alright, come on, dude. Just, oh, there we go. He's... Huh. Oh, because he really has double speed. I was like, usually I have double speed and they don't. But this one is walking just as fast as I am. Dude, come on. This will be totally sweet. I promise. It's not a trap. Oh, really? Really big landmine right at the entrance. Come on. Come on. So close. Alright, I'll lead him down. Oh, it's a dream gas though. I don't know. He might just... Alright, good. I was afraid he would just run away. Usually dream gas makes him... Oh, dude. Oh. I led him all the way over here and I got nothing. Yeah, this is probably not going to work. I wonder if I should... No, there's a Bufu staff. Alright, I'm going to have to revert and pick this up. Maybe there's a trick you can do. Maybe I'll try to do it later. But I'm not going to do it right now. Grab this Bufu staff. That's what I really need to stock up on those. And I can get some actual meat that will help me instead of wasting it on these flame guys. I guess I could just fall down this pitfall trap. Well, let me grab this money first. Then I can avoid all those enemies. Man, the other half of this map is just packed with enemies, huh? That's what happens when a flame guy steps on a big landmine trap. Just keeps splitting over and over and over again. Alright, well that's fake money, so that's good. Remember that meat is super powerful. It'll be an infinite jar of hiding, so I can go ahead and try to get that meat. I'll go ahead and Bufu you. Starting in the room with the stairs, that's good. So, as I was saying, my life became much more complicated once I hit high school. And I'm talking specifically about the last 2 years of high school because I moved from Indiana to Washington, D.C. I moved pretty quickly and I didn't know anybody. And you know, the first day of school is kind of stressful for anyone, even if you know some of the kids. And especially if you have no social skills and you're in a new state and you just know no one, it's kind of, I don't know, I was kind of filled with anxiety in that moment. First period of the day is, yeah, I guess I might as well get this meat. Is physics. And I feel this very light tap on my back. And I turn around, and sitting behind me is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And she is Taiwanese. Remember, usually up until this point, I've been like the only Asian person in school for years and years and years. And this would be my junior year in high school. For the first time ever, I am in a school near Washington, D.C. that has a lot of ethnic diversity. And normally, I immediately sit with the weirdest kids at school. That's what I've done my entire academic career. I always get along with weirdos. Once again, a floor that is not easy to make it through. Thanks a lot, Shiren the Wanderer. 5 enemies in a huge room. I think I'm just gonna play it safe. I am running really low on Death Angel meat though. Not even at floor 50. This is not good. So, yeah, I've always gotten along with weird people. And weird people have always been, I don't want to say attracted to me, but drawn to me. And I usually just hang out with them, like the people that nobody else really gets along with. I don't know, I like weirdos. I think they're interesting. I can't imagine why. Can you, Pants Weasel? Because we're completely normal. Pretending to be a chibified Grim Reaper hiding inside of a solid wall. Talking to myself. Playing a children's video game. Wearing nothing but a G-string on my head, covered in a rich brown gravy. Clutching my Pikachu body pillow. Alright, that last part was a lie. But did you know that they actually sell those? If you Google, and don't ask me how I know this, I just stumbled upon it, okay? I wasn't looking for it specifically. But if you Google Pokemon body pillow, just sit back and enjoy the crazy ride of hilarious depravity. Oh my god. So many weird fetishes in the nerd kingdom. Oh, why did I start talking about rich brown gravy? Now I'm hungry for mashed potatoes. No, I've always gotten along with weirdos and hung out with sort of the nerdy kids that other people made fun of. Just because I think weird people are interesting. And I've always been that way. And all of my girlfriends have been a little bit weird in some way. The typical pattern is I find someone who's weird and who feels they have low self-esteem. And that's probably because maybe I have self-esteem issues too, I don't know. And they're just like, oh, I hate this about myself. And I'm just like, no, that's the most awesome thing about you. This thing that other people are making fun of and think that is really odd. I usually come in and say, no, you need to embrace that shit. That weirdness is what makes you awesome. And I love seeing that moment when people just kind of let it go. And they're like, oh yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not completely normal, but that's okay. And the world's a cooler place because there's a lot of weirdos running around. Certainly if you like this talk through at all, or if you've even thought that any of my jokes are the slightest bit amusing, then probably kind of a weirdo in some way. Alright, I am going to level up this giant-headed dragon. He's a level 4 dragon now, and I'm going to try to find my crapbot meat. I'm going to get it to level 20, and I'm going to gain a level, or 2. I'm going to milk this thing for all the experience it's got. I know I have one. Come on. Seriously? Alright, there it is. Got this nice huge room. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this multiplier up to 20. I'm pretty sure I can. Just have to be careful. Ooh, that I don't let it step on something like 2 summon traps. Come on. Yeah, if I can just get it, I'm already faster than it, and it's slowed down. Yeah, this will be a piece of cake. Once again, almost 20 minutes in the episode, and I'm so far off topic that I don't know if I'll ever find my way back. This does eventually connect back up to video games and the Super Nintendo generation, believe it or not. So the point was, when I finally hit my junior year in high school, and I moved from Indiana to the DC area. The first person I met was this incredibly hot Taiwanese girl in my physics class. She sat behind me, and I was instantly just madly in love. She was really smart. She was kind of weird. She was kind of cool in that, like, I don't really care about school way. You know, most, okay, this is a stereotype, but it's generally true. Most Asian families prioritize education pretty high. So their kids are, like, always sort of worried about their grades and thinking about doing well in school. She was, like, completely opposite. Like, she was just a rebel. She wouldn't come to school some days. Like, her parents were out of town for weeks at a time. She would just be by herself at home. She was just a badass, like, all around. And I instantly had a huge crush on her. And later that day, the first day of school, I was looking for where to sit during lunch. And as any kid knows, that's like a big deal when you're a kid. You're like, oh, what kids am I going to sit with? And I saw the weird kids, and I was like, oh, you know, I guess I'll just try to introduce myself to the quote-unquote unpopular kids. And as I was headed over towards that table, another Taiwanese girl motioned me over to sit down with her. And sitting with her was this incredibly badass girl. This other girl was her best friend. All right, I got it up to 20. Should be able to take it out. Oh, yes, 76,000 experience. I'm going to revert, hopefully. Oh, yeah, level 43. All right, that should help quite a bit. I have a curse trap here. I think it's a little dangerous, but I am going to make use of an advanced tactic. Let's see if you can figure out what it is as I'm doing it. First of all, I need to put away all of this junk. Try to get it into a jar. This is why it's dangerous, because I have to get rid of everything except one item. That's not even a mystery. I don't know why I'm trying to hide it from you. I'm going to put away everything I have except the fragile shield. I'm going to curse the fragile shield, assuming no horrible enemy comes in here. And then I'll have a cursed fragile shield that I'll put on. It won't lose its strength, and it'll be really strong. So a cursed fragile shield plus 4 is probably one of the best shields you could get in the game. It has no special abilities, but as far as just being strong, it's amazing. So that is going to be my plan. So I need to set down all of my jars. If a strong enemy comes in, I'm going to have to, like, walk over all my jars until I find one that has a Bufu staff in it. I'm glad I ate that herbicide. I learned my lesson from the Dragon Barbecue episode. This should work. Doesn't seem like anything's showing up. Just gotta set all these down. So, yeah, continuing with my story of the Asian herd. This big group of Asian kids, Indian kids, Korean, Japanese, Taiwanese, Chinese, they all kind of hung out together. It was like maybe 14, 15 of us. And I became part of that group. So those last 2 years of high school was probably the most normal I've ever been as far as being social. Like, I went to parties, I was on the football team, I was on the track team, I was on the math team and the physics team. And went out a lot. My friends had cars, of course. Oh yeah, so go ahead and pick all these back up. But now I have a really strong shield, so hopefully that'll help me last a lot longer and I can get everything back out again. It's a good time for some purse rummaging too. Let's see what I have here. I have quite a few Bufu staffs. Evil Veteran is good. Another Bufu. 3 more. So I do have a lot of Bufu staffs. Curse Girl meat. The problem is I can't eat the Curse Girl meat because it'll uncurse the Fragile Shield, obviously. So I want to make sure I don't get anything cursed again. Might as well go ahead and shoot these before I go back to my other pack. Yeah, my meat is not the best, but I do have more Bufu staffs than I thought. So I think this will be okay. So yeah, this badass, hot Taiwanese girl introduced me to the herd. And she wasn't even like really close friends with them, but she kind of like picked up on that I was new, I didn't know anybody, and she knew everybody already. And I hung out with them. I had a lot of good friends, and in those last 2 years of high school, I kind of drifted away from video gaming. So I had a Super Nintendo. I played Final Fantasy III and Super Metroid and all those games, but that's the time, if you remember, that I kind of felt like I was almost a little too old for gaming. And I know those are really great games that a lot of people still enjoy who are adults today. But I just, at that point in my life, I just really wasn't that into it anymore. And I played them and I had fun, and I went to the arcade. The one game I was super into was Samurai Showdown and Samurai Showdown 2, which were on the Neo Geo, but I only played them in the arcade on the candy cabinets, the MVS cabinets that usually had a selection of 4 different games. This was, mid-90s, early to mid-90s. No, actually mid-90s. So this is kind of the peak of SNK's output. This is when they were right on par with Capcom when it came to fighters. And then starting at around, I'd say 99, 1,000, or 1,000, 2,000, the quality of their games really dropped off when they became Eolith for a little while, but they went out of business basically. But right around 95, 96, 97, 98, SNK was doing great when it came to fighters. They had some of the best fighters ever made. So I was still into 2D fighters quite a bit. And I was so much into 2D fighters. Well, let me back up. I would go to a lot of parties, and one party we went to, it was actually a co-ed slumber party, by the way, as the sleep radish puts me to sleep. And at it, I saw the first anime I had ever seen. And the first anime show I ever saw was Ranma 1/2. And I thought it was hilarious. I could tell she thought it was hilarious. And all this time, I am pursuing this girl like crazy. I'm writing poems, I'm asking her out on a date, constantly getting turned down. I am giving her birthday presents. I'm taking classes just because I know she's in the class. Like, I am going hard, and it is not working, but I am not deterred. Because I'm an extremely stubborn person. So, I'm chasing this girl all the time, and we go to a party. I see she's there. She's watching Ranma. She thinks it's funny, and I actually like it too. I actually like it more than her, I think. So this is back in the day of VHS tapes and Suncoast Video at the mall. So there wasn't a wide variety of anime available at the time. Now, I don't have a car. My friends have a car. I don't own a VCR. And like, my family doesn't own one. We just got a TV. So how am I supposed to watch anime? Well, I'll tell you how. I borrowed an old VCR from my friend's basement that he didn't use anymore. And then I used the $20 lunch allowance I got every week. I skipped lunch. I didn't eat lunch. I was just starving every day, just so I could save up enough money to walk to the mall. I walked about 2 miles from my apartment to the mall after school, went to Suncoast Video, and I bought VCR tapes of anime. And the first series I ever bought, I bought the box set of Record of Lodoss War. And from that moment, I was hooked. So for the next probably, I'd say 10 years? No, that's too long. Maybe 6 years. I was really into anime quite a bit. And there wasn't a lot of anime available. Of course, we all furtively passed around Fist of the North Star and Ninja Scroll. Sex and blood and cartoons, man. We watched Macross Plus. Macross Plus holds up pretty well. Some of the kids that were older than me were into Robotech, which of course is Macross, but I really wasn't. There were a lot of Japanese cartoons that made it over to the US, like Voltron. They got dubbed, but you know, in their pure form, you had Akira, which everyone watched in the theater, and that was like their first introduction. We had Ninja Scroll, Macross Plus, Ranma, Bubblegum Crisis, Record of Lodoss War. There were some straight up action shows like City Hunter, Golgo 13, and then there were the very early harem animes like Oh My Goddess and Tenchi Muyo. I never liked those harem animes where there's just some like loser guy at the middle and every female character falls in love with the guy for some reason. I know you're saying, oh, Ranma's like that. Nah, kind of. But at least Ranma has some action and you understand. Like, the guy isn't a loser. Ranma's kind of a badass. Anyway, so, those were what you had to pick from, pretty much. Oh, and of course, vintage tentacle porn. You had Love Blue Girl and Legend of the Overmind, I think it was called. I don't know, I didn't see that one. But not a huge selection to go from. But I really enjoyed Record of Lodoss War, which, again, the animation quality not so great. There's a lot of still images because of budgetary constraints, but the quality of the art is amazing in Record of Lodoss War still to this day. And Bubblegum Crisis, which I still enjoy. Bubblegum Crash is crap, and even the remake, Bubblegum Crisis, I think it's 2040, is pretty good. So I like both of those shows. So what is my point? When am I ever going to get back to gaming? Well, in EGM one day, I saw an ad for importing Super Famicom games. That connects up to Shiren the Wanderer, too. I thought, oh, cool, they have a Ranma fighting game. I think it was called Ranma 1/2 Hard Battle, I believe. It's the one with Kodachi Kuno. And they had a screenshot of it. And I was like, oh, those graphics look amazing. It's like a Street Fighter game, but with Ranma characters. I gotta get it. So I ordered it, and I asked my friends, I was like, oh, I want to play Japanese games on my Super Nintendo, but it's in the US, and the cart won't go in. Like, is there any kind of like adapter you can buy? And they told me, no, you just like bend off those two little, I think I should be able to take this guy out. I don't have to worry about, I don't know about this plan. I was hoping maybe he would summon, we can summon 3 at once. Alright, new plan, get out of here. This is not good. Hyper gaze. I could try to hypnotize everybody, but while I have to hypnotize the slime, and he's gonna summon 3 more monsters, it's gonna be horrible. No. You know what? I'm just gonna Bufu the slime. And then probably somebody's gonna step on the stairs. Yep. So let me see if I can. Alright. Tank, eh? Huh. This tank is going to kill a lot of enemies. Alright, I think I'm gonna use the tank to kill everyone. And I'm gonna get the heck out of here before the tank can attack me. There we go. Let's see. Guess I could Bufu it. That meat is pretty strong. Let's see if I got it. Oh, I thought that was the tank. Shoot. Alright. If I eat the restorative herb, he's just going to shoot twice and it's going to take away 100. It'll be worthless. I can't risk swinging my Bufu staff and missing because this is a critical turn. Let's see, what meat? I guess I could use... I could use Evil Soldier. Oh no. Sleep Radish, I don't know if it'll hit. If I miss, it's game over. Fluffy Bunny's not going to do it because he's going to do 100 damage, so I'm not going to heal fast enough. Oh, here we go. So I'll just go ahead and use this false idol meat, and I'll be able to get all my health back. There we go. I knew I had enough meat. That's why it's important to take your time during a critical turn. There were a lot of options that were possible saving moves, but there was a chance that I would die. In this move, there's no chance I'll die. Sure, I'm glad. This meat is really powerful. I should probably get more of it. It pretty much makes me invincible to everything. I do have to watch my fullness, though. Let me go ahead and revert. It's getting a little bit low. Alright, well, I got my HP back. That's the important thing, and I survived. What was I saying? Oh, so I saw the ad for the Ranma fighting game for the Super Famicom. And I bought it. My friend said, oh, you can play Super Famicom games on Super Nintendo. You just gotta bend off those 2 little tabs. So I got some needle nose pliers and I just broke them off. And I was like, this is so cool, I can import games whenever I want. So I imported quite a few Super Famicom games. Not Shiren the Wanderer, although I did play it, because I borrowed it from somebody. But I imported the Ranma 1/2 fighting games, which are pretty good fighting games. They're slow, but if you like Ranma, you could do worse. I always think that if I win the lottery, I'll take a few $1 million and finance like a versus style combo based fighter, like like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, except it's just gonna have every single Ranma 1/2 character, maybe the Inuyasha characters, and just as like a bonus, the Meizano Koku characters could all be one bonus character, kind of like Norimaru. That would be hilarious. There are a ton. If you've ever read the entire manga series of Ranma 1/2, there are enough fighters in Ranma to fill out a fighter roster pretty easily. And they got a lot of crazy attacks. That would be a cool game. It's a shame that kids are too... Anyone who still likes Ranma is too old to play a fighting game, pretty much, nowadays. So the only way a game like that would ever be made is as like a privately financed, not-for-profit Kickstarter-esque project. But someday that would be so cool. Anyway, dream games aside, I got the Ranma fighting games. I got Dragon Ball Z Hyper Fighting or Hyper Dimension, which I think is one of the best Dragon Ball Z fighters. I'm not even a big Dragon Ball Z fan, but it's a good game. Army Cock, why you always gotta sneak up on me from behind? And I got Gundam Wing Endless Duel, which is probably one of the best 2D fighters on the Super Famicom and Super Nintendo. Came really late in its life cycle. The graphics, the gameplay, excellent all around. So Gundam Wing Endless Duel, especially if you like Gundam Wing, and most Gundam fans aren't big fans of Gundam Wing. They like the other series. And, I thought Gundam Wing was okay. Yeah, so why did I go into that? It's because I'm trying to set up the fact that I was kind of growing away from gaming a little bit. I imported some games, I liked anime, I was spending more time socially with groups of friends. I was feeling like I was getting a little too old to play games that weren't fighters, I guess. And as I went to college, and I guess I could tell you the story of my horrible slacker process of getting into college. Yeah, when I went into college and we got hit with the PlayStation 1 and the 3D generation really started to get kicked off, I was not as big a gamer as I had been when I was younger. And I was into fighters and playing fighters in the arcade, so I was still kind of stuck in 2D gaming. I wasn't really blown away by the graphics on the PlayStation 1 or even the Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 is the last system I bought. On release, I bought it. I pre-ordered it and got it right when it was released. But it was just kind of like out of habit. It wasn't because I was really obsessed with it. Like I knew almost nothing about it when I bought one. I didn't even know they were in short supply. I just happened to be in Toys R Us in San Francisco one day. And I thought, okay, yeah, I got some money. I guess I'll pre-order one. And I'll talk about that later on. For now, let me go ahead and hypnotize this trap bot. And then I will tell you the story of how I selected and got into college, which is kind of, I don't want to say pathetic, but kind of hilarious to me in retrospect as an adult as I look back at it. I was a huge procrastinator when I was a kid. I think a lot of kids are. I didn't even apply to college on time because I put it off too late until the deadline was already passed. Dope! And that was a stupid thing to do because I don't know. I could have gotten into a lot more colleges than I did. So where did I apply? I applied to Berkeley because for two reasons. One reason was they had a really easy application. I know this is terrible. It's like, oh, this application's easy. I'll go ahead and fill this out. And then the other reason is the girl I had a crush on, who still hasn't gone out with me. There were other girls that were trying to go out with me all during high school, and I was so obsessed with this one girl that I just turned them down, which Again, if I could go back in time, I would slap myself around. I'd be like, dude, you have hot teenage girls lusting for your body and you're saying no. What the hell is wrong with you? That's why I keep going over, like, don't get too hung up on one woman, because that's what I did. And it all works out. You'll find out later on as this story continues. But definitely I made some poor decisions because I was fixated on one girl, I guess, all through high school. In the last 2 years of high school. So anyway, this girl I had a crush on, her brother went to Berkeley. And I knew she applied to Berkeley and she wanted to go. So I was like, all right, maybe she'll get into Berkeley and she'll go there because her brother's going there. And I'll get in and I'll go there and we'll be like the only two people from DC to go to Berkeley and we'll hang out all the time and then one thing will lead to another. And she'll fall into my arms at last. So that was my plan. So I applied to Berkeley. But my real first choice was MIT. My whole life I'd always heard, you know, smart people go to MIT and if you want to become an engineer. And for some reason I had it stuck in my mind that I wanted to be, well, it's not a big deal if you rust my fragile shield. Alright, I think I should be able to take this guy out. I don't want all those slimes to walk in here. Go ahead and put some herbs on the ground. Restock my supply. Yeah, for some reason I had it fixed in my brain that I was gonna become an engineer. And I did okay in math and science, but I don't really have a good mind for engineering. I don't have a great attention to detail. I could have been, I don't know if I could have been a great engineer now. It turns out that I did not follow that life plan. But I thought, all right, all the best engineers go to MIT. I'm going to try to get into MIT. And I did pretty well in high school academically. I got straight A's. I took 13 or 14 AP exams. I got 5s on all of them. Except for comparative government. One of the comparative governments I got a 3 on. But I got a perfect score on the SAT, so I was a pretty good student. I was a horrible procrastinator, and I had no social skills. And I didn't really put in a lot of effort into school, but I thought, okay, I'll probably get into MIT. So I applied to MIT, and my safety school was Berkeley, and I thought, all right, if this girl decides to go to Berkeley, I'm going to Berkeley. Which, again, why would I change the course of my entire life just for one girl that I had a crush on? I think it was because I'd watched a lot of movies and I just, my brain was full of hormones. That's my excuse. So, let's see, floor 55 made it to a new tile set. That's sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. I'm running a little low on items. Alright, Rhinodillo. I don't think I can take it on, but I do have a bunch of sleeping herbs. So, yeah. My sword is not the best. This is gonna take a while. 20. 25. There we go. 26. Yeah. Another one. I think I'll just use my sleeping herbs to take these guys out. Depending on how long they last. Ooh. Try one more. These are gonna run out pretty quick, but I'm glad I have them. Otherwise, I would just be running. This is getting close to where I died last run. Remember last run I died, or last attempt I died around floor 60. So I'm gonna be a little bit careful. So let's see, where was I in my life? Oh yeah, so I only applied to those 2 schools. I didn't even apply to the University of Maryland, and I probably could have gotten a full scholarship if I had tried, because some of my friends did and they got a full scholarship. A bunch of my friends went to the University of Maryland. So I told my dad, and he's just like furious at me. He's like, you only applied to 2 schools? Like, what if you don't get in? No one has Berkeley as their safety school. Like, what kind of moron are you? You always apply to a state school. And I seriously told him that if I didn't get into any school, I would go to a trade school, like a school that taught you how to repair cars and be like air conditioning and heating mechanic. Because I was a little sick of things being too academic and not having any real practical skills. So I thought, yeah, you know, I'll go to those, like a trade school, and I'll learn how to repair air conditioners and refrigerators and cars, and I'll actually have some practical skills, and I'll be able to get a job. And my dad was just like furious, of course, because he had the correct idea that I should go to a 4-year university or at least a community college. So because I was such a horrible procrastinator and kind of lazy, I put myself in a really stressful situation because I found out that I did not get into MIT. I had an interview and everything. I didn't like the guy who came to interview me. And because I didn't like him, I was kind of snarky. He was kind of snooty about MIT only accepting the very best and all this stuff. And I don't know, he made a bad impression on me. And so I was kind of a jerk to him, which was, again, a really stupid thing to do. I should have just been nice to him. So I think that was probably a big factor in me not getting in. And I was so distraught when I didn't get in. Ooh, all right. Monster house. Let's see here. I need some loot. I really need to replenish my stock of Bufu staffs. So I don't want to just run to the stairs. We have a guy here, Renadillo. That doesn't help me. False idol meat, but then won't be able to really defeat anybody. I got another lilac meat. So far, looks like lilac meat. Yeah, sleep radish is too dangerous. Another sleep radish. Trap bot, no way. No way I'll be able to trap everybody. Huh. Maybe after I kill everybody, I can use that trap bot meat to get some experience. I don't want to waste all my Bufu charges. Guess I could, yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to hypnotize everybody. I think I should be able to just keep confusing them, and then I should be able to kill everyone. So I've got 2 of these meats. It is fairly risky, but I'm going to go ahead and try to take everyone out. I have the fragile shield on, so I'll be pretty strong. All right. I immediately regret this decision. No, 1 HP a turn. Still alright. Oh, dragon too. I have to hypnotize that dragon at some point. Maybe it'll come closer. Alright, thank goodness. So, if I can just keep the dragon hypnotized till I kill it. I don't think anybody can come close to me. Yeah, this is kind of risky. What do I have? 155 turns, assuming that no one attacks me. But if I can revert, I'll break the spell, so that'll be cool. I don't want to get surrounded and then have like 3 or 4 enemies come out of their hypnosis simultaneously. That would kind of suck. I am not doing much damage. It's going to take me forever to kill everybody. Alright, gotta hypnotize you. Ooh, alright, level 4, Earth Dragon. And 2 Minotaurs. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to run. Like if that critical gets a critical hit on me and then I don't know how much this Earth Dragon's gonna do. Let's see. Alright, 40 is doable. I think I can make it to the stairs. I gotta make a run for it. Sucks to leave behind all this loot, but there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Just gotta make it to the stairs. Oh god, it's over. There's a second dragon in the room. It's too late. I can't do it. Oh, there was nothing I could do. Ah, I didn't even make it as far as I made it last time. And I didn't finish my thrilling story of getting into college. Oh, that was so stupid. I should have known. What if there's another dragon in the room? I should have just Bufu'd everyone. That's what I should have done. Ugh, now I'm back here. And I have nothing. I'm gonna try one more time. So one more run, I'll try to make it all the way. I think I can do it. Ugh, dying with like 30 Bufu staffs and evil soldier meat. Classic Doofy move. What a doofus. Meet Doofy Doo of the All My Meat Blows School of Culinary Arts. And this is Copa the Weasel in his tidy whities. These two have been wandering this dungeon for 57 floors. We're almost halfway through. I think we're gonna make it. As for the cause of poor Doofy's suffering, what did I just do? When Doofy gets engulfed in dragon's flames, he burns to death horribly and has to start the entire frickin' game over from the first floor because he is a moron.
Doofy.